ZBA meeting? Always fun.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Welcome to the Voorhees Township Committee meeting of November 14, 2016. Please rise and join me in salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Friedman?
Here.
Mr. Ravitz?
Here.
Mr. Tito? Here. Mayor Dona?
Here.
Good evening, everyone. This meeting is being held in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. The notice of this meeting has been published by the clerk in both the Courier Post and the Inquirer newspapers. Also, a copy of the annual meeting notice is posted on the bulletin board outside the clerk's office. I'm obligated by state law to tell you there's no smoking in the building. Also ask that you take note of the emergency exits to the rear of the room and up front on either side of Township Committee. Finally, you should be aware that this meeting is being videotaped and will be shown on our local public access channels at a later date. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Our first matter this evening is the first reading of an ordinance of the Township of Voorhees, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, approving certain easements relative to certain properties located along Summerdale Road between Burnt Mill Road and Echelon Road for the construction of a sidewalk thereon, and further authorizing the execution of said easements and all documents necessary and/or incidental thereto. Do I have a motion on the first reading of that ordinance? Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. The next matter is the second reading of an ordinance of the Township of Voorhees, County of Camden, and State of New Jersey, amending, revising, and supplementing Chapter 158 of the Unified Land Development Ordinance and the Voorhees Township Code entitled Schedules. This is the second reading of an ordinance, so I will open it up to the public. If there's anyone from the public that has a question or comment about this ordinance, please come forward.
Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close public portion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Friedman?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Tito? Yes. Mayor Dona?
Yes. So carried. The next matter is the second reading of an ordinance to mandate direct deposit for municipal employees by the Township of Voorhees pursuant to C.52:14-15F et sec. This is again the second reading of an ordinance. I will open it up to the public. If there's anyone from the public that has a question or comment about this, please come forward.
Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close public portion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The public portion on that ordinance is closed. Do I have a motion? Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Friedman?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Tito? Yes. Mayor Dona?
Yes. So carried. Our next section is the public portion for resolutions only. If there's anyone from the public that has any comments about our resolutions this evening, please come forward.
Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close public portion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The public portion for resolutions is closed. Our first resolutions are number 223-16 from our tax collector and 224-16 from our tax assessor. Do I have a motion on those resolutions? Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 225-16, authorizing the filing of an appeal from the director's ratios promulgated on October 1, 2016. Do I have a motion on that resolution? Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 226-16, 2016 budget transfers. Do I have a motion on that resolution?
Motion.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 227-16, approving a bond reduction for Aquatic Holdings LLC, Block 14, Lot 13. Do I have a motion on that resolution? Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 228-16, release of a performance guarantee for Ceruni Custom Builders, LLC, Block 213.04, Lot 134. Do I have a motion on that resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 229-16, approving a lien for property maintenance to be placed on Block 218.15, Lot 20. Do I have a motion on that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 230-16, appointing Margaret Little and Violet Corbin as school traffic guards. Do I have a motion on that resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. Our next resolution is number 231-16, appointing Athol Riley as building subcode official. Do I have a motion on that resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. There's no need for an executive session this evening. Next is approval of our minutes from October 24, 2016, our treasurer's report for October 2016, our court report for October 2016, and bills posted for November 14, 2016. Do I have a motion for approval of those?
Motion.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So carried. Next section is comments from committee. Any comments from our committee this evening? Our next portion is our public portion. Is anyone from the public that has any questions or comments, please come forward. Come on up, Ernie. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good. Good
Name and
evening.
address for the record, please, sir.
Ernie Leone, 13 Devonshire, in Voorhees, obviously. I just wanted to bring it to the committee's attention about, I missed the last month's meeting about the temple. They had some noise issues yesterday. It wasn't as loud as it was last month, but it was still there. So I don't know what can be done, or, I mean, I read the letter from, the email that was sent and everything, but, I mean, it really didn't change. So,
We, it was, the last time we discussed it, there were a few people here raising those issues, and we received a number of police calls.
that was a big thing last month you're talking about.
That was really bad. I asked the chief whether we got any calls. I had heard there was an event yesterday, whether we got any calls. He said there were no calls for service yesterday there, chief. And, so I know that our planning board had imposed certain conditions upon them, and that potentially by congregating and making the noise in the manner that they did the last time, based upon what our officers observed, was a clear violation of those conditions, and their attorney was contacted and advised that if it should continue, the planning board would look to rescind their approvals, even at this stage. I'll be glad to have another discussion with him again and follow up. But compared to the first time, was it better but still noticeable?
Oh, it was definitely better, but it was still noticeable.
Still
I
not
live
good
in the
enough. Still
back
not
of
good enough.
Devonshire. I mean, I'm way off of the road, and I could stand on my porch and I can clearly hear
That
it
shouldn't
going
be.
singing.
I can tell you, I spoke to several representatives of that organization personally last week, shared with them the concerns, and emphasized to them that it's important that they be considerate of the neighbors. We want to be welcoming to them, as do the neighbors.
Sure.
They assured me that they would be very careful about that. We appreciate your bringing this to our attention again. We will continue to monitor it very, very closely. Their attorney is aware of the issue. They have a long way to go before they build this.
Well, yeah, and I just want to keep it in front of the committee
Appreciate it.
because,
Appreciate it.
under the rug kind of deal and washed under the rug. I mean, it was obvious that,
Very high-profile thing. We're very aware of it, and we will continue to monitor it, as will our chief, because it's an issue that we know the neighbors are very concerned about.
Okay, all right.
And I'll definitely follow up with their counsel again and indicated that slightly better but not good enough. And they're still at risk to lose their approvals if it's ongoing. So if you would keep us posted, I appreciate it.
I will. Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob Lancaster. I'm from 12 Cambridge Way, also in the Devonshire neighborhood, and a couple of the neighbors has asked me to once again reiterate, or actually one neighbor had a question. Their house, they've noticed since what's going on there, very dirty. Not that, meaning her house, from the dust and everything that's been kicked up over there. She's actually considering having an EPA agent come in because she feels as though it's coming right from that property. She asked me to relay that message to you all on that.
Okay.
To know if there's anything that you...
There is. One of the things they're required to do under soil conservation, and our engineers here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is put up a sort of a silt fence that keeps everything on the property. If there's a lot of dust, they're supposed to water it down so that it doesn't blow off the property. There are a number of requirements. So I'm not sure what firm is doing the inspections on that project. Do you know, Larry? It's our Remington Vernick. So if you would make, is it
It's currently, we had a meeting with the planning board attorney as well as the applicant's attorney and the applicant as well, discussing the site, and they're working up on, they're aware of some of the issues on site. They're working up corrective measures to ensure there isn't soil transfer or anything else from their site onto any neighboring property.
if you could get to our inspector, is it Tom Walicki doing the
Yes,
inspections?
I'll
If you could let Tom know if he's out there, I'm assuming on a daily basis pretty much, of what's occurring with the dirt blowing off the site.
Yeah, I'll make
So
sure.
please keep a special eye out so that that does not occur.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, we appreciate that very much.
Thank
Can
you.
we,
a problem.
for R&B, can we impose a deadline on that to make sure they get that taken care of? Like,
Currently, they were issued a stop work order because they were exceeding some of their phase one approvals. And that's why I said the applicant's engineer is working on a plan for corrective actions to make sure the issues that the gentleman stated don't occur, as well as.
but the like the fencing for the dust, like the
Yes,
dust
and
issue?
that's part of the corrective
Why
action.
can't that, was that a condition of approval by planning board?
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, we'll inspect some of these soil erosion measures, but typically the soil erosion district is the one that enforces some of the soil erosion measures. That's a separate permit when it's this large of a site. So the Camden County Soil Erosion District usually enforces those. We can recommend, hey, you need to put your silt fence up, but it's the soil erosion district themselves that will enforce with fines.
So can we have the planning board solicitor send a letter to the county
I'll reach out to
asking
him.
for this the net fence to go up like it was yesterday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like,
Yeah, and the other thing that you should be aware of, that there is because they were not doing the right things, the township actually shut that project down and is not allowing them to recommence until the appropriate necessary safeguards are in place, that they're constructing in a manner that's appropriate, consistent with the approvals that we granted them. So right now, you shouldn't see anything. If it starts up, you should see it in a whole different context. At least that's our hope. But we'll follow up.
Any other questions or comments from the public this evening?
Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close public portion.
second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The public portion is now closed. And we do have two presentations this evening for members of our township who went above and beyond the call of duty. So I will move them here for a moment. As many of you know, last week was Halloween, and it is certainly a great holiday enjoyed by many of our children. And unfortunately, there are certain children with food allergies who are sometimes and too often left out of the festivities. And there is a movement or a cause called Fair's Teal Pumpkin Project, which helps make sure that all children get to celebrate Halloween. And I'm proud to say that our Public Works Association, which is comprised of our Public Works employees, went out of their way for our Halloween festival by sponsoring and purchasing non-food treats to be given away to children with food allergies to help make their day very special. So this evening we have Ed Ober, Trevor Donaldson, Phil Connors, Justin Foxhill, and Rich Bilski. If you gentlemen would come up from our Department of Public Works. At the recommendation of Committeewoman Michelle Macedo, we'd like to present you with a commendation recognizing you guys going above and beyond the call of duty. Why don't you come over here for a second? And Michelle, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah. Do you want me to strangle you with this? So we just want to say thank you. My own child, well, just to illustrate the point, 1 in 13 has severe food allergies. My own child does. Deputy Mayor Ravitz and also Committeeman Friedman's nephew, I believe, because I saw your family at the walk.
He does, yes, that's right.
Have food allergies. So it's very meaningful to us, to committee. They're all actually children of Voorhees. So we just want to say thank you guys. I had asked if we could just have a teal pumpkin somewhere, and what you guys did was amazing. We got a lot of great feedback from residents. I also understand that you kind of put in some of your own resources, which is way above the call of what we expect. I know that you guys are behind the scenes and people only see what you do, but they don't actually always see you guys, and you do a great job of keeping our town looking like this. And to go above and beyond like you did is appreciated not only from, us as parents and aunts and uncles, but from the kids' perspective as well. So we just thought you guys should be formally thanked. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I think Larry wants to get a picture. Why don't you guys come over here? In the middle.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
We'd also like to recognize a member of our police department, Investigator Michael Perez. Investigator, would you come up here, please? Back on September 13th of this year, a 15-year-old juvenile had his bicycle stolen from the Dunkin' Donuts on Burnt Mill Road. Investigator Perez actually investigated the incident, identified the perpetrator, who was subsequently charged with the theft. And Investigator Perez was so moved by the story of the young man whose bike was stolen that on his own time, he took it upon himself to set up a GoFundMe fundraising page online to raise enough money to buy a new bicycle for the young man whose bike was stolen. So it really is important to me as the mayor, and I know I can speak on behalf of the other members of the Township Committee, that I can say that not only Investigator Perez, but all of our police officers always go above and beyond the call of duty. I know Investigator Perez is very involved in our police academy, our junior police academy, and gives his time to that. But in this particular incident, Investigator, we want to recognize you for really making a young kid very happy, and we appreciate that. So on behalf of the entire committee, I want to present you with a commendation, thanking you for doing a very special thing. Okay, thanks.
Very difficult year for our
How are you? Congrats.
This just illustrates, and I don't think Ross is here with hashtag community policing, but this just illustrates that, and just all of you guys being here together for him, we appreciate it, so thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Part of that joke a few times.